Hello students, today in this module I am going to discuss a new topic, that is microbes in the production of biogas. So we know that microbes are very beneficial to us also, and they also cause few harmful diseases. So they are both friends and foe. So microbes are very useful in production of the biogas, and we are going to discuss the topic how the microbes produces biogas and what are the uses, what are the steps, and what is a biogas plant looks like. So let's begin. See, biogas is a mixture of gases and it contains mostly predominantly methane. So it is having many gases, but methane is in the most highest quantity. Now it is produced, these gases which are present in the biogas, they all are produced by the microbial activity, and this biogas can be used as a fuel. So from the waste products we can produce the biogas, and this biogas can be used as a fuel. So it is very good thing if any kind of rural or urban area is having a biogas plant, because it is completely effective and it is making the use of the waste to make something useful. Now we have learned that microbes are producing many type of the gases. Okay, they produce carbon dioxide, hydrogen and other gases. Now there are few organisms, like we have discussed in case of the fermentation of the dough, cheese making, and in the production of the beverages. In these examples we have already done that the organism produces the gas CO2. Okay, so the microorganisms are producing many gases, like in these examples it was CO2. Okay, however, if I talk about the cellulosic material, okay, when the substrate is the cellulosic material, then some anaerobic bacteria are able to produce the methane gas along with CO2 and hydrogen. Okay, so I'm repeating that microbes produces different type of the gases, and the type of the gases based on the type of the organism, that is the microorganism, and the type of the substrate on which they are growing. So if it is the case of the dough, beverage or cheese making, the microbes produces carbon dioxide predominantly. But if the material is cellulosic material, then there are anaerobically growing bacteria which produces more amount of the methane as compared to carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Okay, and we call these bacteria which produces methane predominantly along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen as methanogens. A very common example of a methanogen is the methanobacterium. Now these bacteria are commonly found in the anaerobic sludge. We have done the sewage treatment and we know what is anaerobic sludge, and in the anaerobic sludge there are many anaerobic bacteria and many methanogens are there in the anaerobic sludge. Now these bacteria are present in the rumen of the cattle. Rumen means the part of the stomach, means in the gut they are present. These methanogens are present, and as you know that cattle feed on the cellulosic material, the producers they feed on, the plants they feed on. So a lot of cellulosic material is present in their regular diet, in the food of the cattle, and for the breakdown of these cellulose into simpler substances, these methanogens play a very crucial role. Now they play an important role in the nutrition of the cattle, because they help the cattle to digest and break down the cellulosic material in their food. Now the excreta of the cattle, commonly we call it as gobar, it is rich in these methanogens and in these bacteria, and the dung can be used for generation of the biogas. We commonly call it as the gobar gas. So the excreta of the cattle is having good amount of the methanogens, and these methanogens can be used for the production of the biogas. Now how a biogas plant is made? A biogas plant basically consists of a concrete tank, and the tank is about 10 to 15 feet deep in the soil, and in this tank we keep all the bio waste, and a slurry of the dung is also fed. Now this concrete tank is covered from the top by a floating cover Okay, and this floating cover is placed over the slurry which is there in the concrete tank, and this floating cover keep on rising if the level of the gas produced in the tank increases. Okay, and it come back to the position and it come down if there is less gas produced in the tank. So this floating cover is able to move based on the amount of the gas in the concrete tank. Now the biogas plant has an outlet, and this outlet is connected to a pipe to the nearby houses. As we can see in the diagram, this is the concrete tank which is deep in the soil, and this is the floating cover, and the floating cover can go up and down based on the pressure of the gas which is there in the concrete tank. Now this floating cover is connected here. Here is an outlet through which the gas can move out and can be used in the nearby houses. Now the spent slurry, after the production of the biogas, the slurry which was there in the concrete tank, it can be removed from another outlet and it can be used as a fertilizer. As we can see here that this tank is having this attached with this small tank. What is the use of this small tank? It is removing the already used sludge from the concrete tank, and this sludge has already produced the biogas. Now it is a manure and it can be used as a fertilizer. Now cattle dung is available in large quantity in the rural areas. That's why biogas plants are generally made in the rural areas. The biogas which is produced by the biogas plant is generally used for the cooking purpose and for the lightening purpose. So I hope the diagram of the biogas plant is clear. I am repeating again the details about the diagram. This is the concrete tank which is deep in the soil, few feet deep in the soil, about 10 to 15 feet deep in the soil. From this small tank we are adding the water and the dung of the cattle, and this dung moved to the concrete tank, the bigger concrete tank. Now here some anaerobic bacteria we commonly called as methanogens are already added, and they are already present in the dung of the cattle as well, and they do the process of the production of the biogas. And as the level of the biogas in this concrete tank increases, this floating cover rises up. As it rises up, it depicts that the biogas has been produced in the concrete tank, and this biogas can be removed through this outlet pipe and can be used in the nearby houses. Now after the production of the biogas, the sludge which is left over, it can be removed into this another tank and it can be used as a fertilizers. So the dung of the cattle is used for two purposes. It is producing biogas also, and it is also making the fertilizer. Now the technology of this biogas production was developed in India mainly by the efforts of the Indian Agricultural Research Institute and Khadi and Village Industries Commission, that is KVIC. And it is available, these biogas are available in many rural areas because they are having good amount of the dung of the cattle, and it is quite easy to make a biogas plant, and it is very effective and it is very good for using the biogas, as the biogas is having many advantages. The biogas is giving us a double benefit. It is used as a fuel and a manure as well. It is a storable form of energy. It can be used for the cooking purpose, for lightning, for running engines, and for the generation of electricity as well. And this biogas is better fuel if we compare it with the burning of the dung cake or the wood. So domestic pollution can be checked by using this biogas plant in the rural areas or in the urban areas. Thank you all of you. I hope you have understood about how microbes are useful in the production of the biogas.